Hi guys, my name is Vita May, and this is Resin by Vita May, and I will be doing a tutorial today on coasters, making personalized coasters. So I made these coasters yesterday with pictures that I put in there, and some of them turned out really well, and some didn't. I did learn from my mistake as to what I did wrong. These actually turned out perfect. As you see, it's beautiful in the back. All of them are beautiful, but some of them turned out perfect. This one was perfect. And so this one was perfect. It's beautiful. Oh my goodness. I don't think that I like dark colors like that, but this is beautiful. I'm going to try to recreate this. But then it has this, so this one is not perfect, but it's still beautiful. I like that dark, that dark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to redo this coaster here because I just so happen to had another printout, but I don't have a printout of the other ones that messed up. So I'm going to try to recreate that one. It's always hard when you don't have the exact colors that you use. And then I have another one for today that I'm putting in there that's going to be a little bit different. I also am going to be doing candle holder. I did this one yesterday. It's not completely finished like sand and everything because I just took it out of the mold. It's a new mold. And so I'm going to do another one in a different color. So those are the things that I will be doing. Stay tuned. Okay, so I'm back. What I did was I mixed the resin off camera. If you need to know how to mix the resin, you can go back to one of my other videos. I took you straight through everything I was doing on those videos so you can see how you mix resin. If you guys have not already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I am fairly new to YouTube and making videos, so you're probably going to see a lot of beginners' mistakes, and I'm okay with that because that just makes me human. It doesn't make me an actress or a scripted person. I'm doing this because a lot of people ask me, how do you do it? Because they're interested in wanting to learn how to work with resin. And a lot of the stuff that I'm doing is all first time, second time, sometimes third time. And each time when it turns out, it's turning out to be a different experience. So you can follow me on Instagram at Resin by Vita May. And you can follow me on TikTok at Vita May. Veedamae. Did I spell my name wrong? And you can follow me there on Instagram. You'll see a lot of photos of the resin that I've done, earrings and coasters, ashtrays, trinkets. You'll see that kind of stuff. On TikTok, you'll see small videos of the same products, but you'll see a little bit more with less time. On YouTube, you're going to see the full tutorial of how I make it from the beginning. And most times you won't see the end, but this time I just so happen to have some end products to show you what it could possibly be. Now, of course, I'm using different colors. So my resin is mixed, and now I'm going to pour the resin into individual cups. And then I'm going to mix the pigment that I will be using for the coasters. I will be using three different colors. I'm using for the four coasters at the bottom. I'm using one that's like a metallic white, off-white pearl, I think it's called resin, but I mixed it with like a gray blue, a gray, can you see that? It's like a gray blue glitter. So it actually is turning this pigment that should be a pearl white into maybe like a silver color. If that's what you want to call it, but it's super pretty. So I'm going to mix that and leave it. And then I have the actual pearl color that I just mixed, and you guys are going to be able to see what this looks like. It's actually a pearl white. It's an off-white. It's like a pearl. Looks like pearl earrings. put a little music on because it always sounds and feels awkward when the only thing that I'm doing. So here's this color. It's like a blue, actually, with a little prettiness to it. Okay. You use popsicle sticks when doing this. I made a mistake. I'll say it in every video because I learned from my mistakes. I made a mistake of using a spoon, a plastic spoon, because I was recycling the products that I use. And when I used that, it started developing and it kind of started burning off. There was all this smoke involved. And I was like, oh my God, what the heck? All right, so this is not quite what I was looking for because I can't remember. Let's try this orange. Can't remember what colors I used for the coaster yesterday, but I'm trying to recreate this one because I really like this one, and I think I'm probably going to sell these as a pair, more so than just a single coaster. I mean, people may buy it, but I think they'll buy the pair. So if I can have a pair that's going to be, I'll add the red because that's not quite the color either. Let's see. A couple of drops of the red. We may not be able to get this because I can't remember. And I may have to just sell these separately. But we'll see. It's pretty. It's like a tangerine. So then I'm going to start pouring. What I normally do is I like to evenly distribute it amongst the coasters that I'm using so there's some kind of coherent. And I'm only using half of the resin, filling it up, because later I come in with another color after this is like cured, or at least mostly cured. It doesn't have to be fully cured, but mostly cured. And the reason why I do that is because I like to cover up the back of the picture. So even though we all know that it's a graphic, or we know that it's a picture, excuse me, I'm so sorry. I like to cover it up with a darker color of pigment so that you can't quite see it. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. Just one moment. Okay, so that's done. I'll put it to the side. So here we go. You could kind of see it, but it's not as clear. I have a something that I did. Now, here we go with this one. Here's the pearl. So with the pearl, actually, I think I'm going to do this one first. This gray new color that I just made with that same pigment and just some glitter. I'm going to pour this around. And I have to use this sparingly because I'm going to use it for 4 coasters. This is what I like about custom-made items. Nothing is ever going to be the same. But as long as you're using the same kind of colors with the same kind of feel to it, it makes it cohesive, you know. So I wouldn't worry about it. So I'm going to fix that in one moment. Oh, you know what? I could make my life just a little bit better because I do have syringes. But I kind of like playing in the resin, if that makes sense, guys. It's therapeutic. It's not just, you know, making stuff and selling stuff. I started doing resin because I wanted to do some type of arts and crafts or hobbies, or just to give me something to do and out, because I don't do drugs, I don't drink alcohol, I don't smoke cigarettes. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I personally choose not to do it. And so I need something to keep me occupied. I have a lot more resin left, so let me pour this in, but I didn't want to completely cover it because I have the white, so I'm just going to pour it randomly on the corner so I can get some of this. But this color is going to be a great cover up for my picture, so I'm loving it. I didn't think it would be this dark, but it is. This one has a lot. I'm just going to scoop that back in there and then transfer it over here. Resin is very easy to work with. Oh, I should be wearing gloves, guys. I'm going to mention this every time, but resin doesn't bother me for some reason. I try to get as little as possible on me, of course, but if it does, it doesn't really bother me. But everybody, you know, protective, you know, protecting yourself, you should be using gloves whenever you're working with any projects or any chemicals and stuff like that. You honestly should, and I know better. So here's the white. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to try to pour the white into the areas in which I just missed, so that when it's turned the opposite way, you can see some white through it, peeking through. It's not just all the gray. Since the gray is heavy. Normally I would do a lighter color first and then bring the dark over, but because my picture is black and white, I thought that, you know, a darker color would kind of be good. So now what I'm doing is I'm just pouring this over the picture. Any kind of way, it really doesn't matter as long as you just get it on there. Get it all. There's a lot more resin in there. I'm going to get it all. So I have two options at this time. I know for sure that there's more pigment in here at the bottom. So I'm going to take my resin that I have right here, and I'm going to pour it in there. And I'm going to mix it around. And I'm going to scrape the sides and the bottom to get every piece of pigment and every piece of glitter that I can to scrape off, right? It looked like it was all done and that there was no more. But look at this, guys. It's a lighter glitter. It's a lighter glitter. Oh, wait, I'm all in the way. It's a lighter glittery effect. So now I'm going to pour it. Pour it. There we go. This is going to be so pretty. Easy peasy cleanup. Okay. There's a little bit of resin here, just clear resin. I'm going to just pour it in here. All right. So guys, I'm not finished yet. We haven't even touched this yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you guys on another pause while I mix some more resin together. And I'll be right back so that we can finish up this project. Okay guys, I'm back. I mixed some more resin, and what I found out is that I'm at the end of my resin. So I have to find my other bottles of resin. I'm going to be doing this blue, this pretty blue. I have blue glitter, and I have kind of like a light blue, medium blue, powder blue, sky blue. And I'm going to fill this up. I believe that it takes almost as much resin as I have in here to fill up this jewelry, this mold, but we'll see. So I will mix, 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 mix. Look how pretty this is turning out. I won't use this camera angle anymore because I noticed that you can't really see. And of course I will not be able to finish the resin that are here, the molds that are here. But while mixing this resin, I can tell you the last and final steps. What's going to happen is the way that they are right now, I'm going to leave these for approximately maybe about an hour, 20 minutes to an hour, something like that. Just enough where as though this can cure a little bit. Doesn't have to necessarily be hard or anything. Just I don't want the colors mixing, if that makes sense. I don't know what the proper term is, but I don't want the colors mixing. I want it to stay the way that it is. So I need for it to settle a little bit and at least get tacky to a little hard. Like I can leave it until it gets hard, but it's not necessary. It just has to be tacky so that when I pour the next colors on it, it won't mix and it kind of won't move too much. Whereas though if I do it now, it's going to kind of mix and blend, and one of the colors may overtake the color that I have on there now, and I like the colors that I have. So now I'm just pouring the resin into the mold, and this is like my favorite part. It's so satisfying, and this blue is so pretty. It's a unique blue. So pretty. So it almost fills up the bowl. And so now at this time, there's a little bit more room in the resin. I'm sorry, in this mold. I keep calling it the resin. So my options are this. I can see a little bit more of the pigment in there, and I want to keep it all a consistent color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour just a little bit more resin in there. Not a whole lot. I'm going to scrape, scrape, scrape the bottom of this cup like I did before, and I'm going to mix vigorously to change the color of this resin. I'm sorry, yeah, of this resin. It's more of a light color. It's not that much. It's a light color, so it will give a ombre, I think, effect. Am I saying that right? Ombre effect. So I am going to pour just a little bit of glitter, just a teeny bit of glitter in there. And I am going to, maybe I should do some thicker glitter. Well, fine glitter is good. And I am going to now pour this in. It's going to be lighter, but it will mix. And I'm going to pour that in there. To the very top. I'm going to push down on the mold a bit. Just push down on it just a little bit. You can see what I'm doing. See how it goes up? Just to kind of get it to blend a little bit without mixing it, and to make sure that everything comes up to the surface, just in case there's any bubbles or anything like that, which I'm going to hit it with a heat gun, but just in case, so that if there's air bubbles and stuff, it will come up to the top. I'm also going to get out an earring mold because I do have a little bit of resin left over. What I will do is I will mix a little resin in there. I can still see resin in the bottom. These are going to be light blue. Maybe I should put some chunks in there. Ooh, that was a lot. These are going to be really glittery, like disco glittery. Wow. Oof. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't want to do too much of this. But I guess I was forced. So now I'm using a resin. I put the glitter in it, or big chunky glitter in there. And now I'm going to make some earrings. Oh, these are going to be super cute. They're going to be like 70-ish. Oh, let me push this up. I'm sorry. I thought that you guys could see that. I never looked up. I was in my own world making these earrings. Alright, so now I just have a one-off earring. You know what? Not going to waste anything. I'm just going to put this chunky glitter and scrape it, put it in. It'll be at the bottom, but it'll be cute if somebody turns it over. No waste. Okay, that's done. Now we do have a little bit of clear resin, which I'm going to put there. And I'm going to put this here. Some here. Okay, guys. All right, I'm going to use a little bit of hand sanitizer here. I did get a little bit of the resin on, but not too much. This is about the normal. Let me see. And I like the way that this is turning out. I really like the bonus earrings. This is going to be like a sky blue with glitter, so it's going to kind of look like the purple one, but a lighter color. If I can get this color right here, then this is going to look like this, just a little lighter probably, and this is something totally new. All right, so I thank you for watching Resin by Vita May. I am Vita May, and make sure you subscribe to my channel, and it was a pleasure doing resin with you. Have a wonderful resin day.